Hey, what's up, Perfume Mafia? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, thank you new subscribers for joining me. My name is Vallivon The Perfume Don. I do fragrance reviews and all types of fun stuff on this channel. So if you like that kind of thing, smelling amazing, living your best life, go ahead, subscribe. Like this video if you like it. Share this with someone else that really wants to learn about fragrance and is expanding their collection right now. You can also hit me up on Instagram. It's Vallivon The Perfume Don, and I have more information about fragrances on there. So let's get into this video, but first we have something to address. Okay, yes, most of them are gone. I am just like, these were press-ons. I liked them for a minute, but you know what? I want to move on and do gel nails. So that's why these, we only got, how many left? These are the only ones that are left. I'm going to get those off today. I'm going to do some gel nails. So you're going to see my nails looking a little bit wonky, but that's why. And also, I don't know where I'm going to crop this. So just so you can see, I do have on a shirt. I'm not sitting in my house bucket naked, even though I could be right about now because I ain't nowhere to go. All right, so today I wanted to bring you guys 3 fragrances from 3 different decades, and I thought this would be really fun. I have actually 2 of these I've actually given to my mom, but I was like, yo, let me get those back so I can do this video. There's one from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Drop it below. Which decade are you? I'm a 90s baby. Which decade are you? I know we probably got some 2000s in here, 70s, 80s. Where you at? 60s, 50s, 40s? Drop it below. What decade are you repping? And let's get into this video. And also, I want you guys to guess which one, don't cheat, don't skip ahead, but which one of these fragrances do you think that I would like the most? So we have Halston, we have Liz Claiborne, we have Cabotin de Gras. I know a lot of these are probably kind of hard to find right now, so you probably haven't even ever smelt them. But my mom definitely remembered them. I was like, Mom, do you remember these fragrances? She's like, yep. So the first one is from the 70s. It's 1975, okay? Good music back then. This is Halston, 1.7 fluid ounce. This is a natural spray cologne. Woo! This is a very, very interesting fragrance. I'm going to run through the notes with you guys, okay? And then I'm going to tell you what I smell. So this is called a Chypre Floral, okay? It is a fragrance for women, of course. Again, launched in 1975. The notes in this fragrance are going to be mint, melon, green leaves, peach, bergamot, carnation flower, orris root, jasmine, marigold, which is another flower, ylang ylang, cedar, rose, and then the base notes are going to be rounded out with sandalwood, amber, patchouli, musk, oak moss, vetiver, and incense. So as you can tell through those notes, this is a very, very mature fragrance. Now, back in the day, that kind of was the norm, though. A lot of the fragrances, it's not like what it is today, how we mostly have like fresh fragrances, light floral. Gourmand is a huge thing now. Back then, it was all about the Chypre scent, a lot of heavy floral scents, very woody, also very spicy too. Like this one has like a spiciness. The things that stand out in this fragrance to me, I'm not going to spray it on myself because this is not my scent of the day. But let me spray it right here in this box. Oh, got it in my hand, but that's okay. Washing hands is highly encouraged right now. But yeah, so this fragrance, I mostly smell that mint. It almost leans a little bit masculine because there is a strong mint note in there. If you smelled Acqua di Parma, Colonia Club, how that has a mint top note, that's the same mint that's in here. I smell a lot of the green leaves. This does smell very earthy, very fresh. And dare I say, this smells like something that could come out today for a man. I definitely smell the patchouli in there, the cedar and the oak moss. It's a very like earthy green scent to me. As far as floral, ylang ylang, I smell that in there. And I also smell the rose, but it definitely takes the background. This is a very strong fragrance that's very sharp. It smells like, you're going to be outside. It smells very green. It smells very green. They still sell it. They still sell it today. I picked this up from Walgreens, so it's still sold today. A lot of women still really like it. I think the performance on this is a monster. It lasts and lasts and lasts. You literally don't need that much. Like how I just got a little bit on my hand. Like literally I would be able to smell that all day if I didn't go wash that off after this. I don't know, something about the combination of how they do the incense with the patchouli and the green notes and the heavy florals. Those combinations usually tend to have the best sillage, performance, and longevity. And this is definitely a monster. It's very strong, but I can see why a lot of women still prefer this type of scent because you want something that's really going to last on your skin. And this one definitely does. It totally embodies the 70s. And I didn't grow up in the 70s, but I just know that a lot of people that were like my older aunts or like grandparents or mature women when I was growing up would definitely reach for and usually smell like this type of scent, especially on a Sunday. This is what they would usually reach for. So I'm all too familiar. The dry down, it's just very floral, heavy, musky, and woody for the dry down. You get still a little bit more of the spice, but you have to be careful with this thing because if you spray way too much, this is one that can give you a headache for sure. So let's get to the 80s, okay? For the 80s fragrance, I chose Liz Claiborne, okay? Love, okay? Love the 80s. That's like my favorite decade. People always say that the 70s had the best fashion. You think of Cher, think of Elton John, think of all that type of stuff, Bianca Jagger, all this type of stuff. I really love the 80s because I felt like it was like freedom of expression. I love how the men would wear the makeup. I love Prince, Michael Jackson. I love Madonna. I love the lace. As you can tell, I feel like my aesthetic is always very 80s anyways. But yeah, that's my decade. But the fragrance again is going to be the Liz Claiborne. Huge in the 80s, and this is her namesake fragrance. This is an eau de toilette spray. I have it in 3 fluid ounce. Again, this is still sold today. I picked this up from a big box department store that's called Meyer. I don't know if you guys have it where you are. Let me see. I want to make sure that I actually have the right one up because I heard that this used to come in like 3 different bottles. Like you can get it in all the primary colors. You can pick it up in red and yellow and in blue. I just don't know if that's true. So let me verify before I choose the wrong one. Did Liz Claiborne make Curve? I'm seeing Curve when I click Liz Claiborne. Does Liz Claiborne make Curve? Let me know, you guys, if you know. I don't know. But the notes that I found for this fragrance are going to be, it describes it as a floral green, white floral woody aromatic scent, okay? Now the notes that are in here, oh, actually it was released in 1986. I think the best year in the 80s is 1984 because of obvious reasons. I believe Thriller was released that year, but it was just a great year, whatever. But this is, it has in there, it has carnation, lily, freesia, mandarin, marigold, green notes, bergamot, peach at the top. Then it's also followed by jasmine, narcissus, rose, ylang ylang, lily, I'm sorry, lilac, tuberose, lily of the valley, violet, and then the base notes rounded out with sandalwood, amber, oak moss, and musk, okay? So a lot of notes. Both of these are jam-packed with notes. And dare I say, this one, I have to admit, this one is more like straight up floral to me. This one smells, still a very heavy scent, but it smells floral and has almost like a backseat of sweetness, but it's definitely very sparkly, strong. Oh, very, very strong scent. The jasmine in here, sometimes when you combine jasmine with so many things, it's jasmine and honey can begin to take on a scent that smells like urine. And sometimes I feel like this can. Sometimes I smell it and I get just straight up the sweet floral, very strong, but a sweet floral bouquet with a background of like musk and green notes and woodiness. But sometimes I do get how people can say like, oh, it smells a little bit like pee-pee. And that's the jasmine in there. Jasmine is very tricky. But yeah, this is another very strong scent. In the 80s, they were still making very punchy in the nose. Can't run away. Even though this is eau de toilette, it has performance, it has sillage. People are going to smell you from here to dawn, okay? Is it here to dawn? Here to dawn? Whatever. People are going to be smelling you, okay? This is a very strong scent. So if you're looking for something that's really strong, and if you like a very strong floral scent, woody, a little bit spicy, musky, it does have prominent green notes in there as well, then you definitely want to check this one out. And this is Liz Claiborne, the Eau de Toilette, okay? Now, the last one that I chose is going to be for the 90s. I'm biased because I was born in the 90s. Don't mean I really like this scent, but I'm just saying I'm a 90s baby is what I wanted to bring up. So for the 90s scent, I chose one that's very popular. I've talked about it on this channel before. This is Capitaine de Gras, okay? Capitaine de Gras. This came out in actually 1990. That's what I saw when I looked it up online. Wow, this is an extremely green, very floral scent. Oh, wow, it's very floral. This is probably one of the most earthy, leafy type scents I've ever smelled. You get more stem than blossom in this scent to me. But let me tell you what notes it has in there. So for the top notes, it has some peach, it has some plum, which I really like usually. It has orange blossom, tangerine, blackcurrant, coriander. So you start off right off the bat with a little bit of spice. For the middle notes, it has freesia. It has just a wide array of florals. It has violet. It has heliotrope. It has pretty much every flower. Iris. It has rose. It has tuberose. Jasmine again. Some ginger. Carnation. I don't get a lot of ginger in this one. So if you're looking for a scent that smells similar to the Hermes Twilly d'Hermes that has the ginger note, I wouldn't reach for this one. It also has in the base notes some black currant, which usually makes a fragrance a little bit sweet, but I don't get sweetness in this one at all. It has musk, it has cedar, amber, vetiver, which is very strong in this one, tonka bean. It says it has vanilla, but not very prominent at all. And it also has sandalwood. It just really seems like they picked up every fragrance note that they had in the lab and said, let's make a fragrance. So for that reason, again, this one has longevity, it has performance, but it's probably the greenest fragrance I've ever smelled in my entire life. It smells like straight up leaves and woods, and it smells very floral, but very sharp again, and very nose, like it gets you in the nose. It's a very heady floral. But yeah, so this is the 90s. After the 90s, that's when we started to see the transition for people to go into more of like a fresh scent, the celebrity scents that were more sweet and a little bit more like lighter florals, and creating more scents that were geared towards younger women. But those are my picks for the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Let me know, what were your favorite fragrances from each decade? And which one did you think that I liked the most? Out of all these, I have to admit that the only one that I will actually wear today is going to be from Liz Claiborne. Now, on the skin, I have to admit, sometimes I know I gave it like it smells like pee all the time, but on the skin, on me, it just smells like a sweet, very strong floral scent most of the time. Unless, I don't know, maybe I'm walking past people smelling like pee. I don't know. But when I spray it in the box, that's when I get that turned jasmine note. But on me, it does smell like just a very strong floral note. So I actually do enjoy the Liz Claiborne, but to each their own. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.